of Cinderella? Let's see. Okay, how many of you know the story of Cinderella? Come on, guys. So, how do you remember Cinderella?
She lost her class slippers and she married to a prince.
Very nice. Do you know she was a doormat?
No, I don't know.
She was a doormat. Cinderella was meek. She never argued with injustice. She tolerated without complaint. And in this story, the meek shall inherit the earth. So, let's start the story. Once upon a time, a gentleman, after his beautiful and kind wife died, married the meanest and most proudest woman in the whole land. She had 2 daughters from a previous birth, who were as nasty and haughty as their mother. The gentleman also had a young daughter from his previous marriage, who was one of the sweetest girls the kingdom had ever seen. Cinderella's stepmother was extremely jealous of her beauty and her charm and made her do the hardest and most dreadful work in the whole house. Cinderella did the dishes, scrubbed the floor, and her stepsisters rested on fancy beds and had fun playing dress up. Cinderella did the dishes, scrubbed the floor, and her stepsisters rested on fancy beds and had fun playing dress up. Told you, she is a doormat. One day, Ella was cleaning. By the time she finished cleaning, all the cinders fell on her. Do you know what cinders are? Cinders, when we burn wood, all that ash, all that dust, all that black soot, that is cinders. So all these cinders fell on her, and her stepsisters happened to see her. And they said, "Look at Ella with all those cinders on her. From today, we'll call her Cinderella. Cinderella, Cinderella." So from that day, Ella came to be known as Cindrella. Her stepsisters teased her a lot. "Hi, Cinderella." "Bye, Cinderella." This hurt Cinderella a lot. She started crying and said, "I wish my parents were here." Told you, she is a doormat. She can't even defend her name and just accepts the name Cinderella. Isn't that a doormat? One day, there was a big announcement. Dum, dum, dum. The prince has invited every maiden in the town for an evening ball. Dum, dum, dum. Cinderella and her stepsisters were very excited for the ball. But on the day of the ball, Cinderella's stepsisters left her and went for the ball. Cinderella was left to scrub the floor. Cinderella could not even go to the party. What was she doing? Scrubbing the floor and washing the dishes. Told you, she is a doormat. Cinderella started crying. She didn't have a dress or beautiful glass slippers for her feet, a carriage to take her to the ball. She started crying. Suddenly, a fairy godmother appeared and she swished her wand to turn Cinderella's rag into a beautiful dress, beautiful glass slippers for her feet, and a pumpkin into a carriage, and rats as horses, and chameleon as a coachman. And now the doormat has hell. So, Cinderella went to the ball. She was looking absolutely beautiful. As soon as Cinderella entered the ball, the prince was mesmerized by her beauty and asked her for a dance. They danced and danced and danced, unaware of the time that flew by or the boring eyes. Suddenly, the clock struck 12. Dung, dung, dung. Oh, she remembered that the magic of the dress, the glass slippers, the carriage, everything would be over when the clock struck 12. So she ran out of the palace, afraid that the prince might see her in rags. She ran. As she ran, a glass slipper came out of her foot. By the time she reached the gate, the magic of the dress, the glass slippers, everything was over. The carriage turned back into a pumpkin and the rats scurried away. All the magic was over. The prince was in awe of her and had fallen in love with the girl and wanted to find out who that beautiful maiden was. Even doormats have fans. Fans and very rich fans. It's a foxy setup. Fans. So, the prince sent his men to find out who the beautiful maiden was. So, the prince's men searched and searched, but couldn't find Cinderella. At last, one day, they came to Cinderella's house. Cinderella's stepsisters, in order to make their feet fit in the slipper, cut off their heels and their toes. The prince's men saw the blood and understood and didn't let them try the slipper. Cinderella was scared and was not willing to try that slipper. Told you, she is a right. She is a doormat. She is scared to wear that slipper. Why is she scared? So, Cinderella was scared. But it was the prince's order that every maiden in the town must try that slipper. So, Cinderella had to try them. When Cinderella's foot slid perfectly into the slippers, the stepsisters were astonished. Suddenly, the fairy godmother appeared and with a flick of a wand turned Cinderella as beautiful as she was on the day of the ball. Cinderella was escorted back to the prince as beautiful as she was. After a few days, they got married and they lived happily ever after. अरे रुको पिक्चर बाकी है. Beautiful? I don't think so. I think she was beautiful. She didn't do anything to change her fate other than dreaming and waiting for someone to save her life. She let things going around her, letting her stepsisters and stepmother steal her fortune while she was treated as a maid. Why was she scared to wear the slipper? And you know, she also gave her sisters place in the palace after getting married. Why did she give them? Even if they made her wash dishes? Oh, I forgot. She is a doormat. So now, you decide, friends, whether Cinderella is a princess or a doormat. While I put my dear friend to bed. चलना पार्थ, अभी चल.
A big round of applause for Parth Shah. Do you think he's confident?
Yes.
Do you think your small kiddies are also as confident?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Or in the process? Well, some of them are more confident. We'll have some ads and we'll have the next program, Pied Piper of Hamelin. Before I start, I want